My name is Corey Linkson, and I'm the executive chef at AG Inspired Cuisine. I've been here for 11 years now since we've opened. I would say if you wanted to describe the food at AG, it really is farm inspired. So we cook by the season and we only cook with what we find out at the farm. Yes, the idea of the farm started 5 or 6 years ago. We really thought there was an opportunity for us to re-engineer how we eat our food. The basic paradigm of a grocery store is set up that you're eating your food in the last 10 or 20% of its life. Once it's been grown, picked, washed, and sent here, it's quite a distance and quite a length of time. So we've turned that around now to be harvesting in the morning, bringing the product into the restaurant in the afternoon, and now you're eating the food within the first 10% of its life. Essentially, my inspirations for the food program are directly related to the season. So I find inspiration sometimes out in the field, sometimes in nature, sometimes it could be a billboard that you're driving by in your car, but it's sort of a creative process that things just pop into your head, and when it feels right, that's when you really know you're on the right track. Yeah, the farm is another part of my brain every day. You have to be continually considering it and what it needs, but you also can't organize it too much because that's a bit of the creative process. It needs to flow. It needs to be just shooting from the hip, if you will. You need to change because sometimes you'll go to the farm and what you planned to pick today, a bug went through it and it's not there anymore. So you need to be thinking on the way home, what's the new dish? What's the new dish? Generally, I sort of reverse engineer the menu. So we start with wine often, and we'll match the food to the nuances of the wine, which is a bit unusual because usually a restaurant will make the food and then a sommelier will pair the best wine that he can. But I think we get a better match food-wise if we start with the wine and we go specifically down a road that is going to pair with the nuances of the wine. I think that every chef deals with the pressure of running a kitchen differently, and for myself, I over-organize. There's never too much pressure if you come in a few hours earlier than you really need to be, and make sure that you're organized. That way, if there are any mistakes or there's things that were overlooked, you can always catch them. I don't know if there is a very difficult ingredient to work with. Every ingredient has its own nuances of how you need to deal with it, and you go forward appropriately. Yeah, I think you need to be skilled enough to do more than one thing with a dish. Someone comes in and they have an allergy, that's not a problem. We can adjust because we build everything to order, so we have that time to change the dish once they're sitting at the table. And it doesn't matter what you're working with. You could be working with a vegetable or food or tofu. You could be working with nuts or not with nuts. The creative process is exactly the same. We think about respect in the kitchen all the time, and it's not always with an animal, but it's also with food in general. It could be the vegetables from the farm. You don't want anything to go to waste. There's people that don't have any food at all. So we try to throw out as minimal amount as we can. When we have excess food, we preserve it for the off-season and make sure that everything gets used. Every day is different. We change the menu so often, and actually I don't keep old menus. So you really just have to leave it up to the chefs and understand that we'll hit a certain quality of food and just sit back and enjoy.